Barely two-parters. Today more of a workout day than inter-squad. And also with the long throw in last night and as well as he threw, you pretty comfortable with him as a number 3 guy? Should we read something into that?
I think he's a candidate to be in our rotation. I'm not ready to like slot guys really yet, but he did throw the ball really well last night, going 5 scoreless innings and putting himself in position to win a rotation job. Today's workout is I'm just getting the guys off their feet a little bit. It's more of a workout. We're not going to play an inter-squad game, but we're just going to take live at-bats. There's a lot of live at-bats off. We have a lot of pitchers throwing. So we're going to run like an offensive kind of rotation where guys are doing a bunch of cage work and then running out to take at-bats also. So it's a big offensive day for our guys. They're doing their defensive stuff this morning, but it's just not us getting on and off the field. On a kind of a warm day, it's a little bit of a breather for our guys. And I should have started. I'm going to go through some injury stuff here. Give you guys some injury updates. Ty Block is seeing going to get a second opinion on his elbow. It's still really sore, and so we're going to get a second opinion on his injury there. Richie Martin has that nail with a laceration underneath. He went out to go play catch to test it yesterday. His throwing hand was sore. So we got precautionary x-rays late yesterday afternoon, and he has a broken bone in his wrist. So we have that. Dylan Tate, elbow is still really sore, swollen. He did get an MRI, got looked at. There's no damage. He's just going to be day-to-day to get the swelling and the soreness out of there. Kind of a rough day.
Next, Rich Dubroff.
Hey, Brandon, you said you weren't real close to naming your back end starters. Have you narrowed it down to where you maybe have 6 or 7 guys instead of 8 or 9 or 10 for the rest of the rotation?
I'm still keeping it pretty open. I mean, I like the way Cole Stewart threw the ball last night. Cole Stewart threw the ball really well, throwing 94, 95 with a nice cutter, throwing strikes. We haven't really seen much of him. And so I think we're going to continue to get a long look at him. We didn't get to see Tommy Malone much in spring training because of the neck, so we're going to continue to look at him. Ty's now going to be out. So I think that there's guys that we are still continuing to look at. So I'm not really, Shepard's throwing today. We're going to still continue to look at Eshelman. We like to keep our options open at this point. So we're going to continue to look at guys, and we're not I'm not sliding guys into certain spots yet, but I'm encouraged about how a lot of our guys are throwing the ball.
Next, Dan Connolly.
Hey, Brandon. What is the Richie Martin injury do to you guys? And guys like Velasquez and Wilkerson, who look like they might have a better chance because of the outfield situation right now. Does this increase them? How are you seeing this?
Well, it's a big blow. I mean, I feel terrible for Richie. It wasn't something we were expecting. We were going out to play catch for a broken fingernail and a cut, and this happened. So my heart goes out to him. He worked so hard to have a really good he had a great off season from a work standpoint. He's making huge strides. We were just talking about how much he's improved defensively yesterday morning. And I like the swing adjustments he's been making. So that was a disappointing evening, and just talking this morning, he's pretty down about it. But it opens opportunity for everybody, in that there's we're obviously going to look for versatility on our roster. Richie was somebody that can play multiple positions. So we have other guys that can do that as well. And so now we're it's part of the game that you need guys with versatility, and we're going to have an expanded roster. So to add some flexibility to our roster is going to be big. And So we're going to take a long look at guys that can play multiple positions.
Brandon, is there a timetable that's been put on Richie? I mean, will it go past the 2 months? And can you clarify exactly what the which hand and what the actual injury it is, if it's a hamate or what the broken bone is?
It's a fracture in his a small fracture in his wrist, and it's his throwing hand. And it was on the dive back, so he didn't realize it because his nail on his left hand got ripped off, and he had a cut. And yesterday his throwing hand was just a little bit sore, and so we got X-rayed on that, and comes out with a small fracture in his wrist. So, and you're on mute, so I can't hear you. But I don't know how long the timetable is, to be honest with you.
Reminder, if you have a question, to please put your name in the chat. And next, John Muley.
Morning, Brandon.
Morning, John.
Both of the times that Cole Stewart has pitched, you've spoken pretty highly of him. When we were talking to Doug, he said that recovery time is something that is a little bit of a concern with him, especially with the short camp and the season the way it is. Do you have any idea of what the best and most effective use of Cole Stewart's going to be for you guys this year?
No. I've only seen him throw a few times.
Yeah.
So not really. The three times I've seen him throw against hitters, it's been impressive. And he's threw up to 4 innings last night. So, I wish we had a longer look at him in spring training, but he couldn't get out there. This guy was the number 4 pick overall. I think he was. Anyways, top of the first round type guy. He's got top of the first round type talent and velocity. We saw that last night. Throwing 95. He's got a nice cutter. He's got a nice slider. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be. He doesn't have a ton of major league experience. I just want to see him more. So we'll wait 4 days and get him back out there.
If I could do a little follow-up.
Fourth pick. What's that?
I mean, does the circumstances of the season make it difficult to I guess find a way to bring someone along slowly? I mean, you can't necessarily send him to Norfolk and get him 7 innings every 5 days. It's not really available in the traditional sense. Bullpen might be a little option. I mean, does the circumstance of the season make this conversation different than it would have been in February as you're trying to figure this out?
We got 30 guys that can play with, right, for the first however long. So I think you can be creative there. But he's up to 4 innings. It's not like we're babying him along. He threw 4 innings last night. So we're going to continue to build on that, and got somebody that's throwing 4 innings right now. You talk about 4 days from now, that's 5 innings, and season starts, you're up to possibly 85 pitches. So, yeah, I think with a 30-man roster, we can help a guy along, but I don't see him in that light right now. I think he's a guy that's built up.
Steve Molesky.
Brandon, is for Adley, however long he's with the Camden Yards group, maybe goes to the alternate site, is it basically just a carryover from spring, things he can gain? And how did he do last night? I think it was just the 1 inning he caught. How did he do?
I'm sorry, who did you, Adley?
Adley, yeah.
Well, I got him in the game last night. He was he's here for a day and then goes into an inter-squad game and caught great. Took some good at-bats, couple walks, that ground out, but he also had a line drive kind of late. I don't know if you guys were still there for that, but a line drive up the middle late and really was impressive behind the plate. So, yeah, I'm going to try to get him as many, appearances and at-bats as I possibly can. We're going to play a lot of inter-squads, until the 24th. And so I'd love to see him get continued at bats. If he does go to the secondary site, it doesn't mean I can't bring guys over for inter-squad games in the evenings. So I think that's the benefit of that. So I think we'll just, be day-to-day with him and continue to get him experience.